Cinderella, Cinderella, night and day, Cinderella, make the fire, fix the breakfast, wash the dishes, do the mopping, and the sweeping and the dusting. They always keep her hopping. She goes around in circles till she's very, very dizzy. Study hard, keep her busy, Cinderella.
Okay.
Hey guys, and welcome to Tnashi's Movie Corner, and for today's movie review, I will be reviewing Cinderella, the live-action version, which came out on March 13th of this year, 2015, and stars Lily James, Richard Madden, and Cate Blanchett. So, getting into this, like I said, it is a live-action version of Cinderella. I actually own the animated version. And Disney's done a few of these now. They did I think a Jungle Book one years ago. I don't even remember. And now they're doing Jungle Book, and they got a Mulan one that's going to be coming out at some point, and who knows, maybe Tarzan. They got a Beauty and the Beast one that's coming out. And they've done, in the past several years, they did Alice in Wonderland, which was actually a continuation, I believe, of the animated movie, as well as Maleficent, which is a reimagining, if you will, of the story. So I was curious how they were going to do this. And like I said, I own the animated version on Blu-ray, and I mean, I like it. I don't. It's not in my top, 10, maybe not even my top 20 for Disney movies, but I think it's enjoyable. It definitely has some problems with it, and I'm not really going to go into them. But so I was curious how this movie was going to turn out, and I'm going to say right off the bat, Lily James as Cinderella did a great job. I think she was fabulous in that role. I believe she was on Downton Abbey before this. I don't know. I don't watch the show. This is my first kind of exposure to her as an actress, and I really think she did good. I think she pulled off Cinderella as a character really well. And the thing with this movie is you get her backstory more so than you did in the animated one. So you see kind of how she ended up being with her stepmother and her, evil, what have you, stepsisters. And it was really interesting to see just everything, a little, bit of what led up to this situation, as well as why she doesn't leave them, why she stays with them. And to get kind of that backstory kind of improves upon the animated telling of it. Because it's one of the things that bothered me on that. I was like, well, why is she still there? Why didn't she leave? So you get a little bit of insight into that. You also get earlier exposure to Richard Madden as the prince, and his kind of nickname gets brought up in this, and it's a bit of a funny thing, but he's Richard Madden. I always liked him. I liked him in Game of Thrones. I did think he did an excellent job, and I think as a charming prince in this movie, he does a really good job portraying this character and bringing something to it. And I like how he's more involved with the story again than the animated one. I think that's a big improvement on it. With Cate Blanchett as a stepmother, she does a good job of selling an evil stepmother. They tried to go and kind of go into her history as well, so that you understand a little bit of where she's coming from, so it makes sense why she's evil, but I don't think that was fully realized, so I kind of fell flat for me a little bit. And the evil stepsisters are just kind of brats to be brats, so it didn't really bring much to them either. Um, Helen Bohan Carter plays the fairy godmother. I think she did an alright job. This fairy godmother is a bit more kooky, I guess, or what have you, than the original was. But I think it was fine. It was a small part to play. I liked her. There wasn't really any songs. They do a little nod here or there to some of the songs, but it wasn't really any songs, and that didn't really bother me. I expected that going into this movie, so it didn't bother me too much. There's quite a bit of the story that is the same. There's some improvements on it, as well as some stuff that they relatively kept the same. And that's fine. The whole plot of Cinderella originally, there's a few issues with it, with the kind of the progression of it and why certain things, how they end up getting resolved, and they try to explain that a little bit better in this film. And I think to a relative extent they succeed, regarding like the glass slipper and finding Cinderella after she leaves or what have you. So I like that. They have some humor that they try to throw in here. I don't really think much of the humor once. There's a few character changes, and I'm not really sure why they changed the characters. I just didn't think it was necessary. It's not too big of a knock, but it is a little bit of a knock on it, just because it seemed like irrelevant to do. I think the acting was brilliant overall. There's some story points that they try to incorporate that weren't fully fleshed out, and I wish they had been. If you're going to put that idea in this film, if you're going to try to give the audience a little bit more, you need to fully develop it so that it makes sense with the story. But visually, I think it looked fine. Going about the mice, I was wondering how they were going to put the mice in here, and they kind of do the mice the same way as they are in the animated film, and in the animated film it works well. In live action, it doesn't come across as well, especially given some of the other stuff they try to do with it. But that being said, I really enjoyed this film. I think this film was pretty solid. I think Lily James did a brilliant job of capturing Cinderella and showcasing why she acts the way she does, why she has that kind of mindset, where she kind of her attitude, her outlook, and on everything, and just where she comes from. I think did a really good job. I think Richard Madden did a good job with the prince, and I think Cate Blanchett did a pretty decent job as a stepmother, of being bad. Cate Blanchett usually does a good job. So, but overall, rating this movie, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it does have some shortcomings, but I do think it's an improvement upon the animated telling of it. So, and it makes me look forward to see what they do with Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast. But anyway, guys, so that's my opinion on it. What did you think about it? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you're interested in seeing the other live action movies that Disney is doing now, or if you think they need to kind of stop and take a step back from doing it. Hopefully you enjoyed this vid. Click that like button, watch my other vids if you haven't, subscribe to my channel, and go ahead and check out my 'Tis the Season giveaway if you haven't yet. We are ending week 2 now, so there's just a couple more weeks going to enter it. But thanks, guys, and as always, until next time, peace.